What's going on, guys? Welcome. It is I, the Reaper of Chess. Today we're going to be going over some basics and a little what I call Survivor 101 for Renowned. There is a major update coming in soon to help with stability and such like that. I've been looking into it as well. They got some good ideas. They're floating around and everything. There's also changes to combat coming in soon. So we'll make an updated combat guide eventually. A buddy of mine, Galactic, might release his own. But keep on the lookout for that. Anyway, so let's get this mic squared away. 101. Welcome. We are one day away from wipe. Nobody's going to be on, let's be honest. Nobody plays on wipe day unless it's to get rid of all their stuff. Or you're already in a war, right? So this server has nobody on it, so we should get decent, should have time. Before we leave the base, though, one of the major things that we need to really think about, armor. So, we're going to look at our inventory screen. Right here you see the essentials that I usually carry around whenever I'm about to go out of the base. I always recommend taking a stone mallet because if you can get some wood of any kind with your bare hands, or if you're farming you're going to get wood and stone, there are a lot of places where you could fall down and get trapped. Or there are places where you may need to build your way out. This could help with that. Bringing this plus a siege ladder is so paramount to survival at the moment that it's pretty night and day. So like if you fall down, and the reason why you'd want the siege ladder is because if you fall down into a crevice in between someone random's base and the hill and you can't get out, you could put the siege ladder on top and climb up and get to a higher point. Now, one may do it and may not. It just depends on what you're doing at the time. Usually just a stone mallet will work just to build a constructive idea. Anyway, what I'm going to go over is some quick tips. So, if you have any point in time this in your hand, you can hit Alt-F. I believe that is the way that you are able to see the square of your land claim from your banner. That's 101, okay? If you hold shift while looking at items, they tell you the exact type of damage and best attacks and how much stamina it takes doing it. Also tells you the turning speed, wind-up time, etc. So, knowing this is very helpful for picking out what you may be using or what you're not using. Pretty fancy, huh? Not a lot of people tell you this. Okay. So instead of going one by one and just click, 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 we're going to use the three dots. Up here you have quick equipped. Okay? That throws it all in there for you, right? Bop, bop, bop. Oh, sorry. Bop, bop. Arrows or bows always go in that set. We'll go here. We'll keep an extra bandage here and here. Okay, so now we're set to leave the base. Before we leave the base, let's make sure our furnaces are going. So, we look in here. Uh-oh, we don't have any coal. Well, that gives us something to go farm, doesn't it? So we come over to the tools. It's important that you notice the little icons around the items, like even the armor. This is T3. Each eye is a tier. This is tier 1. We look like we only have T2, so we're going to go ahead and take 2. Maybe we'll take a skip. No, you know what? We'll take this. I recommend when you're farming, keep your bandages in your pocket, because if you're getting into a fight, you're going to be relying on a lot more combat and getting the kill to get your health replenished, and then afterward healing it with a bandage, like the bleeding. But it also saves your inventory space. Another simple tip that can help your inventory management is if you hold the item and you click R, as in Robert, on the keyboard, it rotates your item. This helps managing your inventory. Okay, so we looked around, we can't find any. Man. Yeah, there is no coal. Unfortunate. So, let's go hit some coal. That's what I'm showing you guys right now, that it's not that big of a deal, and it's not going to be here in like less than a day. Whether somebody wants to come wipe it while we're offline or something similar to that is up to them. So, well, it looks like, yeah, we never finished the wall anyway. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and look for these black rocks. You'll notice that the rocks that are colored dark, like this, are your coal. The ones that are brown, like right there at the tip of my bow right there, that is iron. I know that's self-explanatory, but I feel like I need to. You'll see right there, that is silver at the tip of my bow, because it is a light blue to teal color. Sometimes with the lighting, it can get tricky, so the best way to look at it is ask yourself, is it glossy? A lot of them have a gloss to them, okay? We already got ourselves almost a stack of coal, so we're going to go back in and we're going to start doing our work here. But I want to show another trick that you can do while farming. A lot of people, when they farm, they do 180s and 360s. They'll do that, or they'll rotate around the object as they're hitting. Both of these are really great options when you are farming, so you're not caught by surprise if somebody runs up on you. I usually put my sound really high, but some people don't like to, right? So, boom, we're going to move this way, check this way, check this way. Always surrounding, because you have a timer on your windup. Remember what we talked about in the combat, right? That is your hit frame. Okay, so it looks like we've got 900. We need just a little bit more. Oh, remember why we brought that sickle, guys? Another basic tip that I can tell you guys is the beaches have tons of resources that are more like, for whatever reason, spawning silver and also spawning your basics of coal. I'm not going to walk all the way down there because I don't want the video to be too long, so we're just going to go back with what I got and hope that I can make do with what I got. Another tip, if you find yourself wanting to unequip your stuff, there is a way you can holster, and it does let you do that, but your weapon stays out. But if you press any of the buttons, 5, 6, 7, or 8, it displaces your weapon back in its sheath. Another survival tip that you can run into is closing the doors behind you or having them on auto close. If you notice, right there at the end of the word, it has a little A with a little top to it, like a little hat. That lets you know that the auto close is on and active with this. You can lock your chests, but you will not be able to stack them, to my knowledge, after you've locked them. So make sure that you lock them either in a row like this, or don't worry about it. Or lock the most important ones. Another survival tip. You may be the type of person to honeycomb. That's fair, everybody does, right? But make sure you close the second door to third door after you enter. That stops people from piggybacking. Alright, let's talk. We might be out of... We are all out of coal. Okay. So, tip for furnacing. Do not put more than one coal stack in your fuel. This saves you from wasting resources. Because if you put them all in here, it's going to take one from each. And then if it has something where it only has one of these in here, it's going to keep cooking until the fuel's gone. So it's basically one for one mostly for iron. It couldn't be. It has its times. I have a whole spreadsheet I can post in that I got from someone else. But basically you want one at a time. Unless you're going to be actively team momming for your clan or yourself, just keep one. It stops you from burning through your resources. Another tip, the reinforced and steel furnace are not the same, right? You may be like, what do you mean? Well, in the reinforced furnace, you can actually put wood in the top row here and some fuel and create charcoal. If you're a person who doesn't like to go out and hit and find a bunch of coal, this is an alternative. Honestly, I recommend it over coal most of the time just for the plain simple fact that coal itself can be used for petards, which is another raiding tool that you will want to use. Okay, so we've got the basics, right? Let's talk researching. So, as you progress in the game, there will be different things that you can research. The base stuff that you can research will cost, everything will cost gold. Gold will look a little bit like a mustard stain, but after you put it into the furnace, it'll come out as ingots. These are what are used to research things. So we open our research. We have our default 1, 2, 3 tier and furniture. I recommend ignoring the furniture except to get the chest for a coffin chest. This has always been big because it gives you the most room. And it doesn't cost but 25. Not bad. Our default here, I would recommend getting your traps after you have your base established. And make sure you research stone bricks along the way. Steel mallets okay. I recommend getting your tools and stuff like that going as well. Let's see. A little tip here. From what I've gathered and from what we've talked about, and I'll pull it up just to be sure I don't misquote anybody, the tier window is not all that it seems. You just want to make sure you get to the last item on the tier to unlock the next tier. You do not, from my understanding, need this and all these additionals here. Next tier, right? See? So, we go down here. Let's test it. Bam. Now we should be able to, hopefully, get the steel auger. The only way you're going to be able to jump over and get this is if you research all of this first. That's going to be a waste of gold. You can skip over tier 2. Another tip for you to know is that you can also save yourself on resources. And I'm going to teach you how. So, everyone knows that you need resources to gather. Okay. So when it comes to building, you have the build menu. I'll let everybody learn the build menu on their own. I'm not going to go through a whole video on that. But what I will teach you is that if you want to upgrade something, let's say this door, you could press G to quick upgrade it. You could if you have the resources. But what's even better is if you hold E on it and right-click the upgrade. This brings up the 4 different tiers that you can build. And it'll tell you what you need. But, so let's see what we need. Steel ingot, 100 stone block. Ingot. I'm not going to take from the people here because... Oh, well, I guess I could use the loot that I brought over. Steel ingot. Oop. Steel ingot. Boop. Boop. What else did we need? Stone block. So now we need stone block. Let's go over here. This opens up. You click E on it. It opens up your menu. We can search here. This is a lot better of a headache, right? Stone and steel. So we need stone. Thank God we have plenty of it. Come over here. Boop. Let's craft us a little bit. I don't know. So it gets 50 per, so we're getting 6 times 5. We'll see how much we get. Because sometimes it likes to give a little extra. Okay. I don't think that's enough. I don't remember how much it was. But what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to this wood door. Now, keep in mind, this is the starting. This is wood. We're going to jump all the way to the end. We don't need the other resources. You see how I did that? Make sure you have the build menu out, so that way when you click E on it, it lets you do it. Simple enough, right? This saves you on so many resources, it's not even funny. Keep in mind when you're doing this, though, that you still need to put locks on your doors. Always put locks on your doors. Always. Let's say you want to add somebody to your clan or your banner, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of people that play other survival games know you could just go up, unlock, they come in, they click add owner, and then they lock it back. Okay. If you want to notice, in the bottom left of my screen, there's a flag with 0 seconds. Sometimes it bugs out because you're in between different banners, or maybe it just hasn't updated. What you do is you hold this, show maintenance cost. This will update the bottom left. Did you see it update? Good. So now you know the basics. Tailor, that's cool. If you want to make leather or boiled leather, there are 2 ways you could do this. You could put it in the tannery, and it'll go by itself. Or, let's see if I can show you here. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. You can make it like this. Now, I don't know the difference. I think there is a price difference. Tailor 1. There might be a price difference, but it does help to do this sometimes. There are other ways of doing this, like the loom, I believe. Is it the loom? Or no, it's the tannery here. You could do it like this. And then convert. And it'll do it automatically, right? So that's cool. Those are really cool. But you may be like, Reaper, how the hell do we get steel? Well, my good friend, my good lad, you just take iron that you crafted, or let's say you put it in the furnace, you take it out of the reinforced furnace, you find the steel furnace, and you throw it in. And then this will craft steel, because it's isolating it. Well, this is going to craft iron, because this is an iron node, but from there, the iron will craft steel. See? Well, that's silver. Come on, pop me out steel so I can get it on video. Stealing it. Cool. Different things like these. Let's say you're questioning, like, what does it take to make a trebuchet? You could always look on the bench, but let's say you don't have a bench, or let's say you're just curious, right? Like, I don't know. I'm out in the wilderness. I don't know. You can go to research. It'll tell you when you click on it, or hover over it rather, that this takes 5 steel ingots and 1 smith hammer. What's a smith hammer? Well, I'm glad you asked. Those are components. So, when you go to the little NPC camps and you fight them little NPCs and stuff, you'll get these. These are components. Well, not the plant fiber. You might get plant fiber on them, but you will get these. These are axe heads, mace weights. These are used to make tools, weapons, outfits. You need that in tandem with cloth and leather. Okay? Smith hammers, sharpening blades especially. Gears, or cogs. We call them gears, it doesn't matter. All work in tandem. Okay? But Reaper, you ask, I can't beat the AI. They just block the entire time. I can't fight them. My novice friend, my beginner friend, I am going to show you how to cheese the AI. Or rather, how to beat them. It's cheese because the AI doesn't recognize it, but it's how to beat them. So we're going to equip our weapon. And we are going to go to the nearest town. If there is one. Don't worry, I'll speed this up. Alright, my friends, hopefully you made it here. Weird if the dude has a base back there. But we're going to walk in here. And you could kite with primitive arrows, you could do that. but I'm going to show you a method that I use that usually works. Keep in mind I said usually. I don't know how many's about to jump me. We're gonna grab one. Yep. Some Dark Souls tactics. Okay, he's coming, he's coming. I'm gonna look and I'm gonna swing away from him. They will not block if you are not looking at them in neutral position. Let's go ahead and... They will aggro though. Okay, so he had some leather and stuff. Okay, that's cool. You see how I'm just looking away and dragging? Okay. Use my riposte, because I know at the time of my riposte I have, not invincibility frames, but active parry. So even if I miss my swing, it's going to auto parry it. So there's no point in worrying about it. And we're just going to keep kiting. Look away, swing. See? That easy. Okay, maybe I'll take a 2v1. Go ahead. When you're in a 2v1, it's always best to use your footwork to try to get them to hit each other if you can. Sometimes you can't, and those are the times that you probably get double stunned, or double hit. Let's go ahead and take a third person look around the corner. Always good to do that. Don't want to get hit with a real quick respawn on me. Alright. So, we're getting components, right? Okay, see how up the top it says picked up urn? That is treasure. I'm going to show you what you do with that later, if I remember. Let's go ahead. Boink. 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 Taylor's kit, not bad. See how he just doesn't block the drags? Easy. This is how you kill the NPCs for all the people that are having issues. Oh, there's the non-melted gold, the mustard stain we talked about earlier. Let's grab that, and let's leave. Okay, put on my treasure now, because I want us to focus on the main thing here, even though I'm very loot hungry. I'm a loot goblin. Alright. Now, you got treasure. You don't know what to do with it. Well, my friend, you see these little black shields on the map? These ones right here? These are marketing sellers. They're your traveling merchants, your Silk Road enthusiasts. Oh, look at this. I don't know if he's dead or... We'll take that. And then we'll check out this base over here too, while we're on our way there. So these guys are merchants. I believe these guys are the ones that sell you tools. You can get gold and buy certain tools by breaking barrels and different things like that. That'll get you quick gold. I recommend steering away from the tools. Like these guys are, yeah, the iron tools, buy for merchant. You could also sell, alright? So we're going to see, what do we got? We don't have that. What do we got? A crown? Bam! Sold. Free. How much did I get? 50 gold. Okay. Teapot? I know I got one of those, right? No? Or no, it's an urn. That's right. Okay. Well, you see how this works. Basically, you can come through here. Just click sell on everything, and if you have it, it'll fucking take it. And then when it takes it, you just walk home with some gold. Now, there are things in the game such as ferrymen. when you open your map, they are the people you see with shields here, 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 and here. You go up to them with about 100 gold, and you can fast travel to one of the other ferryman locations. Treat these like obelisks that you would get in Conan or the ones in Ark, right? It's very similar. Work very similar, if not the same exact way, except it costs money. When you are making raid supplies, understand that silver is your main component for all raiding. Everything, even a siege ladder. You need a siege ladder, not just a ladder. A siege ladder allows you to build on other people's stuff. But silver is used to make it. Like, you gotta have silver ingots to do it. Actually, I'm glad I stopped here, because I actually want to show you guys. Remember when I was talking about the 360? When you're hitting things to look around your surroundings? You could actually use your backswings to farm and look straight ahead. Same with the offhanded springs. I do this all the time because I like to have the wood at my back doing it, because the wood will block certain attacks that don't have the wind up for you to see. Like if somebody's coming up to poke you and you're hitting that, it's very unlikely while you're moving in that certain situation that they're going to hit you. Just another little fancy tip I could throw in there. But we've made it back. Trebuchets is the way to go. Basics for base defense I would give you guys. Crossbows. The little automated crossbows, they're basically your turrets. You fill them with arrows, preferably primitive, because for whatever reason it's going to do the same damage right now. I don't know if they'll update it. It does the same damage on any of the arrows at the moment. So you just put primitive in there, and it'll do work for you. If it's touched, if it has a tripwire. Bear traps are really good to keep in your courtyard. So when you're getting raided and they're coming in, they are very good to have in your courtyard. You can catch unsuspecting people that way, and then you guys can focus fire with your bow and arrows. Like, a lot you can do there. Let's go ahead and throw this in here. It's not going to matter because we're not going to be on. So let's go look at some more of these things here. So we have these. Spike Trap. They're supposed to get a buff soon, I'm sure, because they don't do enough damage and they only add a slow. Bear Traps, pretty good. Tripwires are also good, but mainly used for the crossbow. Let's see if I can find it. Trap. See if it pops up. Yeah, crossbow trap. Requires a tripwire. Yeah, these are trap reset kits. You can put these in either of these right here, and you could have them auto reset whenever they're used. I would recommend putting them on bear traps anywhere if you can get them to craft. They're really good if you get them. Trebuchet, or the Trebuchet. Very expensive. Keep in mind there is an additional cost. This is literally buying a blueprint to take with you there. Look at it like that. You put down the blueprint and then you add the resources to it to build it. I hope they add that for the catapults too. But we'll see how that goes in the future. Anyway, that does it for the tip video here for a little bit. Little thing also, whenever you first join the server, don't just click accept, and go right into the game. Actually take time and read the message, because it has additional information in there that may be useful to you. Granted, the additional information has been updated a little bit, so take it with a grain of salt, but the hotkeys have not. They are still the same. So, hopefully, you guys took something or learned something in this video. I hope to see you guys in another video soon. Until then, Reaper out, guys. Have a great New Year's, and hopefully I'll see more people on Renown. Come, you players. Come to North America East Survival 1 on White. Who said that?